Well, welcome back to Refresh Days for yet another episode on the L322. I say another episode, it's been quite a while. It's actually been around 6 months since doing anything on this car, episode-wise. There's a reason for that. That's because I haven't needed to. That, I think at the time, the cheapest L322 of the later spec, so 2011 one, that I bought, so far, it's turned out to be an excellent purchase. So I paid $5.5 grand for this car, 2011 4.4 TDV8, so it's got the 8-speed gearbox, Vogue, such a nice car, and high mileage, but very, very, very cheap, which obviously was a massive gamble. Pretty much, well, no service history on it, and so far it's paying off. Excellent. So to return the favour, it's time to give us some more love, really. Now last weekend she was tarted up a little bit and used it as a wedding car for a friend. Done a great job. And then next weekend she's going to go up to Hampshire, so a good old little trek, and be used as a wedding car for a family member. So I think before I go on a long drive in it, I want to make sure it's tip top. So I think the oil on that was done around about a year ago. Can't confirm it though. I have no idea when the coolant was last changed. It's a bit too clear for my liking, and I have no idea when the diffs were serviced, when the transfer box was serviced. None of that. Absolutely no clue whatsoever. So in the next few episodes, we're going to be doing a good old bit of maintenance on this car and a few little maintenance upgrades, all that kind of stuff. So off I got. So we won't be needing a lot of this now. For this episode, we're going to be needing the oil, which I'll put all the specs in the description. I've got 20 litres of oil. This thing takes, I think it's about 9.5 litres dry fill, somewhere around 8 odd litres wet fill. So I brought 20 litres, so it'll do me 2 changes. 2 new sump plugs. Obviously, our alternative is to suck it out. I didn't get around to buying a sucker, so I've got sump plugs. Not a bad shout, because obviously with sucking, I can't imagine it gets all the bits out. So, and it's probably had mostly a sucker change as opposed to sump plug. So, got them too. We've got a Mao KC521 oil filter. I did try and buy a genuine one, but the guy decided to, well, not have one in stock anymore and offered me 2 3-litre TDV6 filters as a replacement. What use was that? I have no idea, but I kind of just laughed at him and got my money back. So we've got a Mao one instead, which is basically OEM anyway. So we've got a Mao oil filter, 2 genuine Range Rover air filters, a Britpart pollen filter. I would have got a genuine filter, but I actually bought that about 1.5 years ago for the 4.4 V8 one, just as a cheap little change. Never used it, so we'll use that now. And some red coolant, which just needs to be, I think, silicate free red OAT. Absolutely fine. So, for those of you who don't know the car, this is my 2011 Vogue L322 4.4 litre TDV8. Now this was, yeah, super cheap purchase. Obviously, incredibly nice car. Previously, I've had my 4.4 litre petrol L322. I've had a 2007 3.6 TDV8. And as it's come up cheap, this is, you know, the 4.5 litre TDV8 pet diesel is just, you know, it's that one to go for, isn't it? Especially with the 8-speed gearbox, command shift, digital dashboard. It's just nice. It's a lovely motor. So I'm still incredibly happy with this car after the first few issues, but now we're going to repay the favour. So obviously step 1 now on servicing the vehicle is going to be get it up in the air. We could probably get away with, obviously on a normal oil change, you could suck it out, you don't have to do that at all. If you haven't got a sucker, you need to get to the sump plugs. We could probably just put it in extended mode, crawl underneath there. Or I could put it on my ramp, but I can't be asked to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this car into extended mode now, and we're going to drive it up on a few ramps as well, just to get it really high, because I want to do a transfer box oils as well. So let's crack on with that a second. Now, if you haven't got the gap IOD, there is other ways of getting the car up in the air. So we can put it into extended mode and super extended mode. So to do that, we're going to need obstruction. Jack, perfect. So basically what we do is we want to upset the suspension. We want to confuse it and then because it's confused, it will raise itself up higher to be safe, and then we're going to tell it to go another level higher. So we're going to put the jack on one of the jacking pads. So where is he? Yeah, where are we? All the way back in there, aren't we? Now we're not looking to jack the car up. We just want to stop it from going down. So we're going to jump in the car. We're going to fire it up. C-service required, perfect. And now all we're going to do is we're going to press the down button, and it's going to hopefully get upset because it can't go down in that bottom corner. There we go, suspension in extended mode. So now it's going to raise up to higher than the normal high mode. And then once it's done that and settled down, what we're going to do is we're going to foot on the brake. So we're going to hold down the brake and we're going to press that one up again. So now we're in super extended mode. So, up in the air, all we actually need to do now with it being up in the air is the oils. And as I've taken the car up for a test drive, it's warm, so perfect. Obviously always warm up oils before you drain them, just because they drain easier and there's more chance of getting sludge and such out of them. So mix them up, it's just, yeah, the right thing to do. And then underneath the car, we should have some under trays to take off probably first, because it's a modern car and modern cars have stupid under trays. Ah, yes. Let's see what we got going on here a minute. Yeah. Oh, this one's already missing one fixing, fantastic. There will be future videos about me tidying up this rust a little bit. Oh, something's already leaking. Perfect, it's doing part of the job for me. So let's pop this under tray off a minute, which is, and I'm going to have to put this on back. I'm going to have to fix all these missing fixings, because that's no good, is it? Who done that? Rough gets. So I got some 10mm, looks like heads here, to remove, and that will unsecure this under tray that's hanging on by nothing. So I've just had a mare. Basically couldn't remove any of the drain plugs in the bottom, someone's bodged them, ideal. So I thought I'd bite the bullet and suck it out. All the bits I've got aren't suitable and not self-priming, so I've just had to go and order a quick, cheap suction pump, which I didn't want to do. So I can't remove the oil until tomorrow now. So oil and filter, they can stay. Let's get the pollen filter, air filters done, and move on. So what do we need for this? Won't need that today. Gonna need a Phillips screwdriver to undo the air filter housings and pop the new filters in. And of course they're corroded because it's a Land Rover. Yay. What is up with this thing today? This has gone from being a textbook service to a real life service. So, just want to change air filters. Easy job, right? 6 screws per one, Jubilee clip, done. Why have I got the easy outs out? I'll tell you why. Because the heads are corroded and I've had to drill an easy out them to get them out. And of course it's the ones that are down the back here, the inaccessible ones, that have been the issue. So, that's that done. About to change this filter element, but I thought, whilst I've got more access to it, it makes sense to do the fuel filter now. So on here, we need to take the steel drain valve out of the bottom of that filter and put it on here with a new seal. Quite an important part. Now I've also been told that these have issues with these plastic rings warping and then not going back together and sealing again afterwards. And apparently these housings are on back order. So I've been told. But I'm going to do the right thing, I'm going to risk it anyway. And we're going to remove it and see what happens. So let's go for it. Why not? I was going to say what's the worst that could happen, but so far, it's not been going great for me today. I filmed the diff and the transfer box video, so the next video after this, prior to this, and that thrown a few curveballs at me as well. Range Rover fun. So I think to be safe now, what we should probably do is clean off that diesel and just prime the system a few times. 1 to fill the filter, and 2 to ensure we have no leaks. Here all the air. Lots of air, no leaks yet. Okay, try again. So pollen filter, surely this has got to be easy, right? Well, here's how you do it from memory. So it turns out I didn't even need to remove this. I said I'd never done it before, I just knew it was in here, so I removed that because it's easy to remove. But you lift up this little flap here, and there it is. Okay, that's fairly dirty. Does a new one fit? Good old Brit part, you know. Nothing but the best male 322, right? Oh, perfect. This one starts off looking dirty. Excellent. It does look like, because the material it's made up, like it's already been used. Great. So we'll slot that in there. Maybe after tipping out all crap. That was the easiest one yet. Another day on. Services shouldn't usually take 2 days. Well, not 2 days, but thanks to Amazon, we got ourselves a cheap rubbish oil pump. Yay! They had these in Lidl's again the other day, and I had bought one before. Tried it on gearbox oil cold, and it killed it. Didn't do it. So I thought I wouldn't buy one again. Here I am. So what do we get in these cheap little kits? We get a sucker tube. We get a depositing tube. And we get ourselves a 12-volt pump. Oh, something else as well. Whoops. Hey. Hose clips. Don't really need them, do we? Oh, that's how crap it is. Label stuck to the bag. I do. And a direction indicator. That's handy. So let's just quickly assemble this a minute and suck this oil out. So, power supply hooked up. Obviously you could just hook it straight to battery, but my battery I know is going a bit, well, the Range Rover keeps moaning about low battery, so I'm not going to do that. Onto there, perfect. Into my waste oil container, rather than having to worry about, you know, drain pans and all that stuff now. That's easy, I like that. This tube doesn't fit inside the Range Rover suction point, but I think this might be different to the 3.6s and such. Where on the 4.4 you just attach it to the pipe. I'm not sure, it seems really thin. But we'd need a tiny little hose to get down in there. Tiny. So I've used a 5mm bit of silicone over top of it, and we'll just see how this goes. So, cause surely you can't get a hose in there and then still have a diameter really to suck the oil back out. That seems silly. So I'm wondering on this one here, it's just a case of you actually connect to this to suck it out. It has got like a tapered fit as well, so that's kind of... I should do my research, shouldn't I, before I make videos? That would help a lot. But that's on there. So I think we should just turn it on a minute, see how it works. Supposedly this one here is 3 litres per minute maximum. I reckon 2 if we're lucky, so I might time it and see. But we're looking to extract around about 8 litres of oil out of the engine. So let's turn it on, see what happens in a minute. Oh wow. Nice. Yeah. Nice and noisy. Right, I'll update you guys soon. And whilst this is on its painfully slow process, what we can do is, well, before we drain it entirely, we need to crack off the oil filter to allow the oil to drain down into the engine and get sucked out. So this is going to take a few minutes, that's fine. So we'll get the oil filter changed whilst it's sucking that one out. There we go. Oil drained out. That thing, oh, I shouldn't even time it. What do you not time wise now? I reckon that thing took at least 15 minutes to drain that oil out there. So now I've got a nice full tub there, topped off. It got rather hot as well, but it did seem to do the job, just very slowly. So I've put in the recommended 8 litres now. So my high quality oil. So next thing we want to do is start it up. That'll fill the oil filter. Check for any leaks around the oil filter, just to be safe. Obviously you've put new seals in the oil filter, or the one around the cap. You wiped a bit of oil around it to lubricate the seal before carefully screwing it back in so it doesn't pinch the seal. So let's fire it back up. So warm the engine up. Let it sit for, it's taken a good 20 minutes. It's been an absolute nightmare to be honest. But now, if I go into menu, drop down to service menu, oil level display, engine oil level's okay, so we got it dead on. Wouldn't be a bad thing if it was a smidge higher than that, so I might just put in another ½ litre, but other than that we are spot on, so that's good. So let's jump into the gap ID a minute and reset the service light. What are you doing, you idiot? No. Stop being a numpty. You, stop being numpty. So I think it's going to be under service test, instrument pack, service interval reset, receiver interval, yes. Perfect. Oh, copyright music, great. Done. That's that reset. Obviously you can do it the manual way of holding down the pedals and that kind of rubbish, but when you've got gap ID, yeah, it's just easier. So what I've also just done a minute is, I'll turn it off to be beeping. What I've also just done is my main key, the unlock button, finally completely failed the other day, which almost left me stranded in a car park. Very interesting actually. I was sitting in the car with it locked and all the windows down in a car park, hoping the alarm wasn't going to go off, but managed to get it unlocked. So I need to fix that, but on a previous video we coded in that key. I got that one from AliExpress like ages ago for like £8. So what I've done now is I've just coded in that key as well, because it takes seconds with the IID tool. I've got a video on that. So now I've got at least 2 working keys, well 3 working keys, but only 2 of them can unlock it with a button currently. So that's safety. So that's done. Perfect. And there we have it, the first service on my 4.4 litre TDV8 2011 L322. 194,000 mile service, and I'm glad it's done because I've seen no history on it. Bit of a worry, but I now know it should be pretty good to go up country. Admittedly, in terms of servicing a vehicle, that was more of a pain than it should have been. Give me my 20 valve turbo Golf any day to service, that takes seconds compared to this. But at least now I know the quirks and the bits and bobs of this car. Next one should be a lot easier. So yeah, I'm hoping this video helped you. Obviously there's plenty more on the L322. There's also the next video coming up is servicing the diffs and transfer box, and then following that there's a video on fixing the speakers in the car, and there's loads of previous videos on this car already, and my older L322s and Range Rover Classics and all sorts. So yeah, why not jump back, have a look at them videos. I did have a bit of help with this video. Maybe you could define help loosely. So I had a bit of help again in this video. Not super helpful, but she's here. And she's here for a lot more videos, aren't you? Yes? Oh, yeah. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a like if you did enjoy. Stick around for more. Hit the subscribe button. Drop me a comment, tell me what you think. And yeah, with any luck, I'll see you guys again next time. I've been Jordan. Cheers.